and gentlemen, we're still in ground zero after the rally, and you see some signs. One of them says the mosque supports Hamas and honor 9/11. We try to reach one of the most important persons here on ground zero. He's a lawyer. He sued the city and we try to find out what's going on. We are with the most important character on ground zero rally. He is a lawyer. He sued the city for a lawsuit. We will know what's going on and what did he do that. First of all, what's your name, sir?
My name is Larry Clayman. I'm the chairman and general counsel of Freedom Watch.
Okay. I heard that you filed a lawsuit. Why?
We did, and the lawsuit was filed actually against the mosque itself and the imam. It's on two bases. One, the mosque is a security threat. It's a nuisance to the city and threatens the lives, potentially, of New Yorkers and Americans and others who visit here. And secondly, it's a type of psychological terrorism. It's an infliction of emotional distress. And why did I file it? Because our government won't stand in for the people. We have to represent the people. We're Freedom Watch. Our government has broken away from the American people and represents itself. And this is a situation that's serious, whether it's the mosque or whether it's other issues in the country today. But people are rising up.
I tried to reach the people inside the rally today, and I asked over 100 people. All of them agree with Mr. Hussein Obama, the president, and they said he is one of two things. He is supporting Muslim more than the American, or he is a truly Muslim. What do you think about that?
I think in his heart he is Muslim. I think he is. I think he's a black Muslim. And when I say that, I'm not even talking about Muslim people. His supporters from Chicago, people like Louis Farrakhan, who are vehemently anti-Semitic and anti-white Christian, this is where his heart is. And that's why the American people are rebelling and why they now think that he's Muslim. And he's creating the backlash against Muslims. I myself have Muslim friends. I go out socially with Muslim friends. I'm not anti-Muslim. He is creating the reaction because he's siding with one side and not representing the majority of the American people. He should have kept his mouth out of it and let this thing run its course under the law, under our legal system.
One thing about the Obama during the whole news, he says, I'm a Christian, but he's doing everything against the Christians and the Christianity. That's number one. Number two, when someone tries to say, you are a Muslim. No, I'm not a Muslim. It's something with Islam that he needs to be aware of it.
Yeah, well, in fact, it was reported that he told the Egyptian foreign minister that he's a Muslim. And you are what you act. A dog barks, a cat says meow.
Yes.
Okay, he is what he is. He's a Muslim. And the American people are starting to believe that. How do you cancel the National Day of Prayer in the White House and then feast Ramadan and endorse a mosque at the same time? You're telling the entire world, I'm with you.
And he fired some people from the White House and rehired Muslim people.
Well, that's right. And also, he's very anti-Israeli. I believe that he's an anti-Semite as well. The way he treats Israel is like it's a dog. It's inferior. The Prime Minister of Israel comes to the White House and he disrespectfully leaves and goes to dinner and leaves the Prime Minister there. So people are starting to get the drift of who this person is. And I might say when he became president, I didn't agree with him philosophically. I don't agree with his politics. But he has created such a reaction in people, including myself right now, that we're quite upset. And this president does not represent the American people. He has his own agenda. He knows he's not going to be reelected in 2.5 years, but he's going to do a number on this country before he's finished. That's what his objective is. And the people around him are sympathizers with socialism. They would side with Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro before they would side with someone like Ronald Reagan. And the American people are starting to understand that.
No, he never can catch anything with Ronald Reagan. And Fox News did a comparison between him and Carter, and they said if Carter here, he will win against Obama. And they're right.
Oh, I think by the time Obama's done, he'll be thrown out on his heels. has alienated people to such a degree.
Back to the lawsuit. Could you please explain to the American people what is the lawsuit about and why?
Well, the lawsuit is a class action. We brought it on behalf of one first responder, a very brave guy named Vinnie Forrest, who gave his life and his fortune. He's not dead, but he is dying. Okay, he's chemically poisoned, like many of them. Class action for all of them, and we brought it in Supreme Court of New York. And two legal theories. One, as I said, nuisance, is that this mosque is a nuisance to the neighborhood. It's a security risk. And it's also inflicting a form of psychological terrorism against the people of New York and the American people. It's called intentional infliction of emotional distress. We've asked the court to stop construction of the mosque and to award a large damages to our clients, $350 million of damages for the whole class, because there are thousands of people here that have been affected. The case is now going to proceed. We're going to serve the complaint on Monday. We'll have the opportunity to get into the economic records, financial records of the mosque. We'll see where the money's coming from. And this case represents the best opportunity to stop the mosque, not just legally, but to publicize this to the point where the American people demand action.
Hussein Obama, the president of the United States. Now all the people know that Hamas is terrorist cells.
Yes.
Why the White House administration give Hamas 900 million people like annual
Why? Because Obama sides with radical Arab states and radical Arab interests over the American people. Let's look at Iran, okay? Iran, which is dear to my heart. I love the Persian people, okay? They're brave. They're fighting for freedom. What has Obama done for them? Okay, in fact, they
let them create the
he lets them be killed like a Holocaust during World War II. These people have broken away from Islam. They want to have nothing to do with Islam. They know what it's all about. It's destroyed their country. It's destroyed their families. And President Obama does nothing. Why? Because that's not where his heart is. His heart is with Hamas. His heart is with the Palestinian Authority. His heart is, frankly, I believe, with the destruction of Israel. That's what he believes in.
Okay, you came to Israel. Do you think Jerusalem to be with Arabs or with Jewish?
Well, I have no problem having Arabs live in Jerusalem.
No, the authority.
But no, Jerusalem has to be the capital of Israel. It should not be a divided city. And if Israel ever gave into that, that's a formula for self-destruction.
Thank you very much for your honesty. Another question. Mr. Obama, now he make a deficit $1.3 trillion in 1.5 years. And they said in the news, if he's still doing this expenses on the government, it's going to be $3 trillion. And he keeps saying metaphor words like our economy in tank. What kind of tank?
Mr. Obama, I agree with Glenn Beck. I think he wants to destroy the economy so the government can take it over, and that way there's going to be complete control. First you destroy it, you take it over, and then you're in control. That's the way socialists and communists do it. Obama is somewhere between a socialist and a communist. He's even had communists leave his administration. When in American history have we had admitted communists in our government? I mean, I can't believe it. I've never seen anything like this.
Obama said that he's supporting the mosque against the American will. Why he's doing that if he's a truly American?
Well, I think he was born overseas, but that's not his biggest problem. His biggest problem is his heart is not with America. His problem is that he hates America.
I born in overseas, but my heart is here.
Absolutely. That's what counts.
Yes.
Okay, where your heart is.
Yes.
You see, and he's revealed where his heart is. My grandparents came from the Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania. They were more American than most people that were born here, natural citizens. So the issue is not where he's born. The issue is where his heart is. And I believe that our president people and does not stand for the principles of our founding father.
Back to bowing to the Arabian king. If he respects the Arabian king, it's for him. But doesn't he know, or didn't he know, that he represented the whole American?
Well, he's a highly intelligent man. He did it. It was a little bit like Dr. Strangelove. He couldn't help himself. That's who he is.
Okay. We have...
I studied law and I have a paralegal degree as well. I'm a physician by trade, but the question is very simple. Why you don't question the integrity of Islam as a religion? Because if you go and read the Quran, it says go kill the Christians.
For the lawsuit, it's better that we keep it neutral because you see, judges get scared when you do that. We want to get a result here in this case.
I want to make a decision whether this is a true religion or not.
Well, I think it's going to come up.
Speech and freedom of religion does not
that issue will ultimately get before the Supreme Court, clearly, because there's a clash between Sharia law and our legal system, which is based on Judeo-Christian principles. It's just a matter of time before that gets before the Supreme Court, and I'll be there. I'll be there. Our country listens to the will of the people. The will of the people will not tolerate a security threat at ground zero in the heart of New York. Period. Full stop.
Thank you very much for being with us.